Okay, we are back. This is Math 200. I am Mr. Pledgy. We are covering the note packet, chapter 2 in algebra. Use a problem-solving strategy, an introduction to problem-solving, percent change, and interest applications. All right, so let's jump in. We've got 7 steps. Read it, identify what you're looking for, name what you're looking for, meaning give it a variable, translate it into an equation, solve the equation, check your answer to make sure it makes sense, and then do the answer. All right, so let's take a look at number 1. Normal yearly snowfall at a local ski resort is 12 inches more than twice the amount it received last season. The normal yearly snowfall is 62 inches. Whenever you see the word is, that means equals. Of means times, is means equals. All right, so let's, well, we read it already here. Let's do identify what you're looking for. We're looking for snowfall. We'll call that X equal to snowfall. Last season, we'll just call it snowfall. Name what we are looking for and choose the variable X. Oh, so we identified it as snowfall last season and I already named it X equals. Translate it into a problem. Okay, so let's read it again. 12 inches more than twice the amount. 12 inches more than twice the amount. So 12 inches more means plus 12. Twice the amount means 2x. So on our translation, we got 2x plus 12. Then we go to it is 62 inches. Normal yearly is 62, so that is means equals, and then 62. All right, let's see. Can you guys see that okay? Oh, good. I got a new board, and I cleaned up back here a little. And I'm going to see if we can't even use red now. All right, so there's our equation. Now let's solve it. So how do we solve an equation? We isolate the variable. We want to get x all by itself. So that means we're going to subtract 12 from both sides. So then we get 2x is equal to 50. All right. Oh, yeah, you can't really see the red at all. I'll put red back. Shoot, I thought maybe we could get away with another color. We'll do blue. It's 12. Can you see blue? Yeah, okay. And then divide by 2. And so x is equal to 25 inches. We can check that answer. We pop 25 back in there, so 2 times 25 plus 12, that's 50 plus 12, that's 62, and that's what it said it was supposed to be. So it checks out. So 25 inches is our answer. All right, next problem. We've got the sum of 2 numbers is negative 15. One number is 9 less than the other number. All right, so the sum of 2 numbers, sum means add, so you read it first. So sum means add, and identify one number and the other number. So if we say one number is 9 less than the other number. So here, let's just call it one number is x, the other number is y. And so y is 9 less than the other number. One number, this one is the one number, this is the other number. So y is 9 less than the other, 9 less than the other. You gotta be careful. That's not 9 minus x, that's x minus 9. Think about that. If you say 9 less, if you say I got 9 less than he did, that means he has 9 more than you, which means you would take whatever he has and then subtract 9. So be careful when they write that first. That's a little confusing. This is 9 less than the other number. Okay, so now we've got our 2 numbers. What was it going to be? It was going to be sum, right? Sum means add. And so you might want to put this in parentheses. We're not going to distribute anything, but it just means that you can kind of see the difference of those two. And when the sum is negative 15. So then when we go to solve it, we just drop those parentheses. And now you got to be careful. Now these are on the same side. Those are like terms on the same side. So we combine like terms. We get 2x minus 9 is equal to negative 15. And now we can start solving it. We add 9. And we divide by 2. So we get x is equal to negative 3. And then you want to check that. Okay, so if I check that, I put it back in. That is negative 3 plus negative 3 minus 9. That's negative 3 plus negative 12. Negatives, negative 3 and negative 12 when combined is negative 15. And so negative 15 equals negative 15. So it checks out. That's the correct answer. All right. On to bigger and better things. Some number problems involve consecutive integers. So when we talk about consecutive integers, we're talking about like 1, 2, 3, 4. It numbers right in a row. Consecutive integers means numbers right in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, 150, 151, 152, 153, just as long as they're the next number to the right of the number line. So notice I threw some negatives on there. Negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, those are consecutive. It should always be to the right of it on the number line, and it's consecutive. All right? So let's work a couple of those problems out. Ooh, my new board erases much better because this is an actual whiteboard. The paneling behind it that I was using before, which I can still kind of write on, but that was just white paneling, so it didn't have this little. This one has a nice, clear little shine to it, so it erases much easier, and then it doesn't leave smudgy guys. All right, so let's find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is negative 54. So we're on the bottom of page 5 of the packet, or on the middle of page 5. 3 consecutive integers. So we'll say the first int is x. The second integer is now. If x is the first integer, think about a number line here. I'll put it up on the whole book. On a number line, if this were 7, then the next one would be 8, and the next one would be 9, and the next one would be 10. So these are the 3 consecutive integers. It'd be 7, 8, 9. But I have x. So then what is this in terms of x? Well, 7 plus 1 is 8. So we'll just say x plus 1. So the second integer, the next consecutive integer, is x plus 1. And then the third consecutive integer is x plus 1, or x plus 2. So x plus 1 is actually x plus 2. So now, if I put those numbers in there, look, 7 goes there, 7 plus 1 is 8, 7 plus 2 is 9, 7, 8, 9. 3 numbers in a row. So that's how you think of it abstractly with those variables, okay? All right, so now let's set it up. Sum means add, so I'm gonna say x plus 1 plus x plus 2, and that has to equal negative 54. So this is going to be a tricky one because it's going to be a negative number. So let's see, we got drop the parentheses, x plus 1 plus x plus 2, negative 15. Combine like terms. We're combining like terms on the same side of the equal sign. That just means you're simplifying. So I'm simplifying the left side. Remember, there's a 1 there. When there's nothing there, there's a 1 there. That's the coefficient. We're lazy in math. We don't write the 1 down, but it's there. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, because they're all on the same side, that's 3x. And then plus 1 and plus 2 are on the same side, so we combine those. That's plus 3. That equals negative 15. All right. So now we're ready to solve the equation. So solve the equation means isolate the variable, get 1x equals. So minus 3 from both sides. We got 3x equals negative 18. And then divide by 3. And x is equal to negative 6. And then if x is uh-oh, wait a second. I put down the wrong numbers. Oh, shoot. It says find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is negative 54. I don't know where I got negative 15 from. I don't know. It's must have been from the old problem. So negative 54. Oh no! We got to change that. We got to change that. That's going to change our answer. 54 minus 3. Those are both negative, so it's negative 57. Negative 57 divided by 3 is negative 19. Ooh, that's a bit of a different answer. So n is negative 19, or x is equal to negative 19. So that's the first one. Then x plus 1 would be actually negative 18. X plus 2 would be negative 17. And then we can check our answer. Are these the 3 consecutive integers when added together equal negative 54? Well, let's find out. Negative 19, negative 18, negative 17. So what is that? 17, 24, carry the 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Negative 54. So it checks out. So the answers are negative 19, negative 18, and negative 17. You got to be careful with that because we're in negative land. So there are 3 in a row in a number line. And if you think about a number line here, here's negative 19, here's negative 18, here's negative 17. It's 3 consecutive integers. It's just your brain probably was screaming out negative 19, negative 20, and negative 21. So be careful. Don't let your brain trick you out of the right answer. All right. So voila. Let's take a look at the ones where we convert. So we convert from English to math, and then we solve our problems. So English to math. Let's take a look. 1. What number is 45% of 84? Number 2, 8.5% of what amount is $4.76? Ooh, that's really looking for. Okay, so let's do this. Is means equals, of means times. Anytime you have a percent, you have to make it into a decimal so it can play with the real numbers. All right? So what number, when we translate that, that's just x, is just equals 45%. We can't put down 45. We've got to make it into 0.45. Remember what percent stands for. That stands for out of 100, per cent. Think of cent in money. Cents, 1/100th of a dollar, right? Like you have 100 pennies make up a dollar. Percent means it's out of 100. So 45 hundredths or 0.45. Okay? Of is times. And 84 is still just 84. And check it out. Super easy, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is a super easy equation because the variable's already isolated and it's already got a 1 on it. So you're just taking 0.45 times 84. and you click that into your calculator, and it kicks out 37.8. Done. So get 2. Ooh, this is a trickier percent, 8.5%. That's not 0.85. That's 0.085. It's always 2 places. You're always dividing by 100. So we had to convert that percent to a decimal so it can play with the real numbers in the equation. Of still means times. Put a little dot there. What amount is X is means equals 4.76. We'll just drop the dollar sign and leave it a decimal. And right now it looks a little weird. Let's rewrite it a little so it looks a little more like algebra. So remember in algebra, when there's nothing in between the coefficient, the number in front, and the variable, that just means multiply. So if we had 0.085 times x is equal to 4.76, we would solve that by dividing 0.085, divide 0.085, and that's, again, you need a calculator to do these problems. You can tell this was a pre-cooked problem because it worked out exactly to be 56. So that means somebody cooked it up ahead of time, so it worked out exact. That isn't normally how life works. All right, let's take a look at 3. 168 is what percent of 112? So 168 is what percent of 112? So 168 means 168. Is means equals. What percent means I'm going to find a decimal, but when I get my answer, I'm going to have to multiply it by 100 to convert it to a percent. So when doing this, I'm still going to call it X, but I'm going to like crazy circle the word percent. So at the end, I remember to convert it to a percent. Okay? All right. Of still means times, dot, and then 112. So let's rewrite this so it's a little more user-friendly. 168 equals 112x. I want to solve that equation. So I divide both sides by 112. And so what's x then? X is then equal to 1.5. And I just left it like that on my key. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, I'm going to want to change that. Because they asked for the percent. What percent? So x is equal to 1.5 times 100. That's 150%. That should be the answer that I wrote down. So I am going to go add that and rescan it in. All right. Okay, so then 4. The label on Audrey's yogurt said 1 serving is 12 grams of protein, which is 24% of the recommended daily allowance. What is the recommended daily allowance? Okay, so it says 12 is 24% of recommended allowance. So 12 means equals 24% of the recommended daily allowance. Let's call that x. So let's convert this. 12 equals 0.24 times x, or 12 is equal to 0.24x, and then solve by dividing both sides by 0.24. And so 50 is equal to x. That would be, what are we in, 50 grams. Is the recommended daily allowance, apparently. All right. Cool beans. Okay, let me Oh, we're at 20 minutes already. So here, let me do number 5 really quick, and then I'll do a second video, 2.2, part 2. So here, let's erase this one. And do number 5. All right, Veronica is planning to make muffins from a mix. The package says each muffin will be 240 calories and 60 calories will be from fat. Ooh. What percent of the total calories is from fat? So whenever you're figuring out a percent, it's part over the whole. Think about it. You've been taking tests forever in school. How would your teachers always put your grade? Well, let's say you did really good on the test and you got a 96. They would say 96 over 100 points. And then you'd circle it and woo-woo, 96%. All right? But what if it was just a quiz and there were only 10 problems on it? And you got 9 of the 10 problems. So they circled 9 over 10. Well, people don't look at that and go, oh, I really screwed up that quiz. I got a 9%. No, you didn't. You got 9 over 10, 90%, right? 9 divided by 10 is 0.9, and then you multiply by 100, 90%. And so that's always the part over the whole, and then whatever you get, you multiply by 100, and then you tack on the percent sign. So this is sort of what we're doing here. So 60 out of 240, and you could reduce that, but you don't even have to. You can just take 60 divided by 240 on your calculator. It gives you 0.25. And then it said what percent? Oh no, that's another one I failed to change. I'll have to fix that. So 0.25, we're going to multiply that by 100 and then tack the percent sign on it. So that's 25%. That should be the correct answer. So I will amend both of those answers and repost those notes. All right. We'll do 2.2 part 2 next.